It's been really awesome. I mean, there's a lot of things that make Carolina a really, really special place. Been really impressed with the athletic department, and from coming from the University of Missouri, which is where I got to really know Coach Gangloff and work with him, I knew that coming to Carolina, the transition for me, at least in the coaching sense, would be fairly easy because he and I have very similar philosophies and ideals and values when it comes to coaching. So I knew that this was going to be a really good move for me and in the right place in terms of the way that we work together and how, the kind of boss and leader that he is. So it's been really unbelievable. My wife and I, Sarah and I, are really happy, and Carolina Chapel Hill is an amazing place. And so it's been really fun. This year has been really interesting and honestly just a blast to be a part of. I think that what makes coaching really interesting is that every time you start a new season, you have to kind of take a step back and understand that the needs of your team are very, very different. We were really fortunate to be a part of a really special era at Mizzou where we built a program really from kind of very humble beginnings to being a top 10 national program and having our first national champions both on the men's and the women's side, and that was really special. But what the needs of that team were are very different than what the needs of this team were. And so I think that there are certain aspects and lessons that we were able to take and apply pretty directly to what we were doing here. But at the same time, there was some obstacles and challenges and the exact needs of what the team were a little different. And so we obviously had to kind of change that a little bit and make some changes and, just to fulfill and help the team the best way we could. So one of the things that I'm a big proponent of is really, and the thing that I notice is a common thread with all swimmers that I currently work with, that really has to do with performance expectations. So I think a lot of the swimmers that we work with nowadays really get hyper focused on their outcome, whether that's a time or a place or a finish. And so one of the things that, especially a team that's frustrated with where they've been finishing, especially where they think they should be finishing or what they should be going, quote unquote, with times. One of the things that I really try and do is kind of decondition that and have them understand that, if we have a proper race plan and we prepare the way that we can and we give our best effort and we're prepared in that moment, then the outcome will be the best possible outcome that we can hope for. Sometimes it'll be exactly what we want, sometimes it won't be what we want, but that doesn't mean that we didn't do the best with all the information that we have. And sometimes when you go through that process of kind of pulling back from those expectations and outcome goals, the difference is that you actually liberate the athlete to be more relaxed in high pressure environments. And that's honestly something that has made such a big difference in my coaching career, because some places, they're in a place where they can preach winning and all that stuff, and we're not quite there yet. But that doesn't mean that we can't win. It's just that the way that we approach it and have those conversations is a little different. We talk about being fiercely competitive and winning the race that you're in, but also making sure that you have a proper race plan, you prepare the way that you need to, and then you give it everything you have in the moment. And then again, the outcome will be what the outcome will be, and it will be the best possible outcome possible. So